Hey guys, today I'm back with another video and I'm going to be doing a review and on feet of the Adidas A16.3 Prime Mesh. So yes, this is takedown and that is one of the reasons that I would like to show you this model because I know that many people can't afford or it's hard for them to afford the top end models. Alright, so this specific colorway comes from the Speed of Light pack and it features this neon color, this neon yellow, this volt on the upper which is the main color, I would say the base color, and you can see it on the toe box, the forefoot, and the heel, right? And then we also have black as an accent color, which you can see make up the 3 stripes over here and on the lateral side as well. And also you can see it on the laces. Another small detailed color that we have is this sort of silver gray looking thing that you find on what would be the tongue, but since it has that sort of collar, that collar, right? It's like this neoprene, but it has this sign there, this branding, which is the Ace branding. Let's see, on the sole plate we have nothing special. It is not a sprint frame. It does look like a sprint frame, but it's not. It has the same pattern, but it has the same stud layout and it has the same stud shapes, which is all conical, 2 at the top, 3 in the middle, and 2 in the bottom, and then you have 4 here at the heel area, right? And yeah, overall though, I think the colorway is pretty decent, right? It does look really, for me specifically, I am a not flashy player, but I really like bold colorways. I like colors that are really, really bright, and something that when I run past defenders, I guess, right? Like you can really see me, and you can see my shoes. So, yeah, I do like the colorway. Overall, I'd give the colorway 8 out of 10. So it's decent, yeah. So in terms of tech specs, on the toe box, the upper is mostly made out of this Prime Mesh, which is basically a mesh-based synthetic. It's not Prime Knit, it's Prime Mesh, just in case, because they do sound really similar, and some people might get them actually confused for each other, although one is knit and one is mesh. So in the midfoot, we also have the Prime Mesh, but it has a more thicker, more stable type of material that's coating it, and it basically just gives it more stability once you're running and once you make the sharp turns. In the heel part, right, we have an internal heel counter, which is kind of mainstream, I guess, of the Adidas takedown models, and takedown models in general. Like you will almost never find a takedown model that has an external heel counter, because that's mostly a premium feature that you would find on like the top end models only. So also another thing that I noticed is on the upper, right, we have small NSG dot, which is actually kind of surprising considering that NSG is mostly a feature that you'd only see on the top end models, right? And overall, I think that it's nice to have it there because then wet or rainy conditions, right? Then you can still have that type of insurance that you're getting a better touch than you would usually have if you didn't have it. But I would say that honestly, it's kind of gimmicky. It's sort of like ACC, but I would actually say that I would prefer to have energy over ACC. Because ACC, you can't see it, right? So you don't actually know if it's there. It could just be a branding that Nike made, maybe just to identify the top end models, because that's what I do. If I see ACC on a certain shoe, then I know it's top end. But if I don't see it, then I can tell someone straight away that's takedown. Like if someone had a hypervenom fatal instead of a phantom, but they claim that it's phantom, I could say you don't have ACC, right? But I would say that ACC you can't really see it, so I don't think it's as good as NSG, because NSG you can actually see the dots, right? So although neither of them make a significant difference, I would say that NSG is a bit better and I'd prefer it more. In terms of the collar, we do have this sort of neoprene material, right? But it's honestly not as high quality as you would expect. Like maybe something from a 15.1, which is a really nice, really stretchy and elasticated neoprene. This is not as good, in all honesty. Like, I guess it has a bit of elasticity to it, but it's not nearly as good as you would find from a 15.1. It's thick, like the material's thick, but it's not really padded, if that makes sense. Like, you don't get some softness, you just feel more bulky when you put them on, right? But you do get some padding in the tongue area to prevent lace bite. I think you can see it there, right? That's sort of like, I feel like it's foam, I'm not too sure. But yeah, you have that there. It is a two-piece construction because from here, right, it's all of this is one. All of this is with that prime mesh. And then over here, you just have this neoprene material and it also covers the tongue. Another thing that's here is, I don't know if you can really see it, but it's like this, and if you can kind of see the color change from here to here, it's like this. Here you have this like type of strip. It's like it almost looks translucent. It's like an adhesive strip, right? And basically what it does is just enhances the durability, making sure that there's no sole separation and things like that. Yeah, there's also a bit on the heel, if you can spot that. I'm not too sure. Let's see, where is it? It's like over here. But yeah, it's okay, I guess. I would say in terms of in hand and in terms of quality, I would give it maybe a 5 out of 10, which honestly isn't that good. And I know I am considering that there are other takedown models. I'm not comparing it to a high-end model like the Peer Control or something like a Magista Ober, right? I'm comparing it to other shoes that are in this price range, and still I would say that it's not as good to other shoes, right, compared to them, because at the same price range you can still get the Nike Hypervenom Felon, which is actually a really good value for money, because that you get the Nike Skin Upper, which is really nice and soft. It's the original one that was actually on the high end models back when they released the first Hypervenom Phantom, right? So that's a really good value for money shoe. So I would say that in terms of this shoe and overall quality, it's not that good compared to other shoes you can get from it, and compared to it. So moving on to the sole plate. The sole plate is just this TPU plastic. I guess it's kind of hard and has some nice flexibility to it. And the stud pattern is the same as you would find throughout all the Adidas Ace models, whether it be a takedown or a high end. You could also see this on the Copas and the Gloros and stuff like that. And honestly, it's not the best. Like, it does work. I'm not gonna lie, it does work. Ace being the boot for a midfielder where you have to make turns. So conical studs are okay. They're pretty. I guess they're decent, right? But I think that it would maybe be better if they added a few bladed studs, like a few thinner bladed studs, just for a bit more traction. Like they could have some like here and here, and that would probably make it a bit easier when you're like turning or when you're on your tiptoes to take off and run. So stuff like that. Honestly, I don't have that many really grudges, or I don't have any problems against the sole plate. Right? The studs do seem to be a bit shorter than what you would usually find on top end models, like the Pure Control or the 16 Plus, right? The Prime Knit version. But I guess that's better because Adidas does list this as an FGAG sole plate. So this would be better, I would say, than the high-end models because they are shorter, so it wouldn't dig in as much on the artificial ground turf. Let's get to the on-feet proportion. On feet, I would say that the shoes actually don't feel that bad. They fit pretty nicely. Keeping in mind that it is an $80 price shoe, right? It is a second takedown from Adidas, right? But like the quality is not that good in hand. But once you put them on feet, you honestly don't feel any of the bad quality. I don't have any complaints in terms of fit. Maybe it would be nicer for me because I do have wider feet, right? Not extremely wide, but my feet are a bit wider than normal. Alright? So maybe if they made it a bit wider, and for me, that would accommodate a bit better for my wide feet. But if you have normal sized feet, they will be perfect for you. The lockdown, I would say, is relatively good. It's not too bad. Maybe that has to do because the laces are on the outside into two-piece, so maybe it closes down. I'm not sure, but the lockdown is decent. You do get some good. You do get some good flexibility from the upper. Honestly, the sole plate doesn't feel as nice as I would expect it to in terms of flexibility and bendiness, but you don't get any stud pressure, you don't feel anything below your feet, so I guess that's okay. The lockdown in the heel, though, is probably one of my only problems because I don't know why, but the lockdown, it just feels so shallow, and my heel doesn't feel like it's sinking in all the way. I'm not sure what the problem is, why this is happening, but it doesn't feel as good as it would usually. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if they added an external heel counter, I have no idea, but it just doesn't feel that nice in the heel. My foot feels like if I do, just when I walk, I just feel my foot slipping, like my heel slipping and moving up and down. I don't know if it's due to the collar, I'm not sure, alright, but it doesn't feel as good in the heel as I would like it to. But overall, I do think for an $80 takedown, a second takedown from Adidas, this is not a bad shoe in terms of fit, in terms of feel. I would give it a rate of 7 out of 10 in terms of on feet, because I would say that although in hand it feels okay, but so maybe in hand I would give it like a 5, but then on feet I would give it around 8, and then to even it up I'd give it around a 6.57 range. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.